What's going on, guys? This is Lesky, and in today's video, I'll be showing you guys what I think is one of the best clubs builds on EAFC 24, or at least one of the best attacking builds. And I say that because I pretty much made this exact same build last year in FIFA 23. The same position, height, and weight. And the skill tree is like the exact same from FIFA 23, unfortunately. We just have a little bit less skill points this year. I think like 25 less skill points. So we can't have as much attributes on the skill tree, which is unfortunate, but the build should still be very good like last year. This build is great because it's dynamic, it's well-rounded in a lot of categories, very fast, good on the ball, and has good dribbling for a tall build. One of the best things about this build is that it can play as like a striker, a center forward, or even like a winger. I think winger works great for it. It might be a little unorthodox being this tall on the wing, but you have great dribbling along with the high pace, and it's honestly very overpowered on the wing. So take a look at some of these highlights of this build before we go on to the skill tree and the play styles.
And then the pass last second.
There we go.
Nice.
Try to go for another pin on that.
That's nasty. Oh, kick him out. Just gotta kick him out.
Not watching. Sure.
Oh. Now kick him out. Yeah, that's how you do it. Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna LB exit. Oh, bike. Or do the.
Frank, you're
There you go, get that. Ooh. What a shot, Travella.
You're right.
Dude, you just look like you're so. What? That's one of the best passes ever. Oh, just sending it to him, yeah. Oh.
RB,
my.
Oh.
Oh, you got it. You could see from those clips how crazy powerful this build is. So quickly looking at the position, height, and weight, you're going to be listed as a right mid or a left mid for this build. Does not matter which one you pick, but this one helps a lot in a bunch of different categories and why it makes this more of a complete forward build rather than just like a pure out and out striker build, just a goal scorer, because the outside mid positions have good passing and dribbling stats to start out, as well as pretty good physicals. They're one of the faster positions, and then their shooting stats are not too bad. That's like the one downside compared to a striker. These shooting attributes to start out aren't as good, but that's what you'd expect. So the height is going to be 6'4". 6'4" is actually a really good height, I noticed, for the outside mid position. In a bunch of other positions this year, like once you go over 6'2", like up to 6'4" and taller, you start losing a good amount of pace. But for an outside mid, you don't lose much pace compared to 6'2". So I just decided to go 6'4", get that extra height, and you'll have that long, lanky body type, which I really like. I think it's one of my favorite body types to use. And then the weight is going to be 152 pounds, and this is what will give you that kind of lanky, leaner look. If you go 152 pounds, you also can go up to 174 for the highest weight in this weight section. If you go over 174, the stats will change, but this will give you more of like an average looking body type. 152 will give you the skinnier looking body type. Preferred foot is right-footed, but that is completely up to you guys. Let's now take a look at the skill tree. We will begin on the pace page where I only left off this +2 sprint speed for 4 skill points. You could potentially get it up to 96 sprint speed, but currently I was just using it at 94 and it felt very fast. With us having less skill points this year compared to last year, it might be pretty important not actually going for this extra pace and utilizing those 4 skill points somewhere else. So we have 87 acceleration, 94 sprint speed. That's extremely fast for like a 6'4" build. And then you have the controlled lengthy accelerate run style, which helps a lot for those long distance runs. And in my opinion, after using a lot of the accelerate run styles, so far I think it might be one of the better accelerate run styles, the controlled lengthy. And I do want to mention that I'm currently level 90, so not max level yet, but getting very close. Once I get max level, I will try and make updated versions of all these beginner builds that I started where I'm not max level yet, so I can show you guys what it'll look like with the max skill points. So looking at shooting now, I actually have a 5-star weak foot at level 90, But when I was using this build, I wasn't level 90. I think I was like around level 80, maybe like high 70s, low 80s, somewhere around there. So I didn't have this much skill points, and I definitely didn't have a 5-star weak foot. So if you aren't as high level and you still want to try and make this build, I would take out the 5-star weak foot and maybe like some finishing. I know this finishing isn't great, especially if you're going to use it as a striker, but it can work. Especially if you're using the precision shooting setting that is very overpowered. It seems like this year your shots are more accurate and more powerful as long as you keep your shot on target. So you can take off the weak foot if you just don't have the skill points. But for now, this is what I have it at. Once we get max and get some extra skill points, a lot of them probably will go to the shooting page just to get some of these stats up more. For passing, I don't have a lot of skill points here. This is another category. If you don't have as much skill points as me, you could sacrifice these skill points. So right now what I have is just this +3 vision and +2 crossing for 3 skill points, and then just this +2 short pass and +2 long pass. And looking at the stats, they're actually pretty solid. 84 vision, 87 crossing, 80 long pass, 81 short pass, and 77 curve. I would like to potentially upgrade the curve at least to like 80 or higher, maybe getting all these curves right here on this left side to get it up a bit, which will help for like your passes and your shots. The dribbling page is really what I like about this build because you're tall and people might not think you're going to be crazy good on the ball, but we have a lot of skill points here right now currently. 81 agility, 92 balance, 89 ball control, and 88 dribbling. The 92 balance helps a lot, just staying upright. You're not going to be stumbling and falling over a lot like you might experience with a bunch of other taller builds that have like low balance and agility. So these dribbling stats are solid, and I do have the 5-star skills, but if you want, you could take off this 5-star skills right here and just go for 4-star skills and then put those skill points somewhere else. You even could take off this ball control and just go for this ball control. So you have like 88 ball control, 88 dribbling, and it would save you a skill point, but that is kind of up to you. The physicals are actually quite important on this build. So on the left side, I went for these 3 strength icons +6 to get it to 85. And this is important because it'll help make this build controlled lengthy. You need 4 strength more than agility in order to be controlled lengthy, and we have 81 agility on this build compared to the 85, so that is 4 exactly. I believe you can go all the way up to 11 more strength than agility and you'll still be controlled lengthy, but once you get to 12, you'll turn mostly lengthy, and then once you get to 20 more strength than agility, you'll turn pure lengthy. A little bit confusing, but all you need to know is that this build is controlled lengthy, and this extra strength is crucial for that. And then I also got this +3 reaction, so we'll have 90 reactions currently on the build. The right side, we have these stamina upgrades. +8 stamina to get 89, pretty decent for an attacker build. And then some more reactions, +4 reactions for 2 skill points. Now we're going to look at the play styles on this build, and it really just depends where and how you're going to use this build, whether it be a striker, as a single striker, in a 2-striker formation, more of a playmaker type of center forward. We're going to be showing in the midfield and doing quite a bit of passing, or you're going to be like a winger outside mid, where you might need to have like some crosses or some passing. It really just depends on how you're going to use this build. But what I will say, if you do want to make this build the most meta build possible and as good as possible and as fast as possible, then you would definitely want to go Rapid Plus and Quick Step Plus. With these 2 playstyle pluses on that build, it is stupid fast and broken. It's crazy. I really wouldn't suggest any other playstyle pluses unless you want to do a different type of play. But if you're going to be on the wing, especially, or just running in behind as a striker, Rapid Plus and Quick Step is ridiculously overpowered. For the basic playstyles, right now I have Finesse Shot, but keep in mind I did switch these up and tried a bunch of different combinations, so these aren't set and final. And again, it depends how you're going to be using the build. So Finesse Shot, Chip Shot, Technical, Press Proven I like a lot for this build. We don't have a ton of strength. It's 85, which is pretty good, but not amazing for like a 6'4 build. Just using the shield mechanic helps a lot, and you can body people and hold people off. I have Trivella, and then Acrobatic is nice, but again, you can switch these up. Like if you don't want to go Chip Shot, you can maybe just go one shooting play style. You could go Pinged Pass. You could go Whipped Pass if you're going to play on the wing. If you want to hit some long balls, you can go long ball. There's first touch, which I think would be a great option. There's flare, I guess. Trickster, if you want to mess with that. You can put on relentless. Aerial would be a good one if you want to be a little bit better in the air and actually win some headers. You could go for that. And then obviously power header. We didn't have like a ton of heading accuracy upgrades, but power header will increase the power and accuracy is what it says. So that could help. You could go power header. It's really up to you. You have a bunch of different options. Like you could add 3 passing playstyles if you want to make this more of like a tall cam build, then you could do that. That concludes this video where I show you guys what I think is going to be one of the best and most complete attacker builds on clubs. So let me know in the comments what you think of this build. Hit that like button on this video for me, and then don't forget to hit that subscribe button on my channel if you haven't already done so. As always, y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.